outstanding mentors for her through it all.
Gino Auriemma called Sarah and Azzi the bridge from last year's title team to what they're trying to become this year. And so far, they're giving the Huskies combined better than a point per minute on the season.
With 7 of their 9 top scorers returning from the national championship team. Obviously, you don't have Paige Beckers, who Gino Auriemma says that's like losing 3 players in 1.
Sarah Strong from 3.
I mean, what can't she do? Well, Sarah Strong's ability to be a 3-level scorer, but also be a dynamic and disruptive defender. And she is just in her 2nd season on the collegiate level and just a magnificent star on the rise for sure.
Uconn scored 11 unanswered as Bassett swings it off the glass.
That was a broken play. Weak side was occupied, so that's a great time to go ahead and attack the cup like that if you're Loyola, but they need more opportunities like that.
Just hit a 3. Now goes to work in the lane. Alfie hands it back, rising again. Can't go back to back. It was a joy to watch her individual workout way before the team got on the floor. And all those 3 levels that you described, her proficiency and how she focuses on each.
Yeah, I mean, she's just so laser focused with every single aspect of the fundamentals of the game, and I think that is what sets her apart in terms of her impact.
What does Heckle bring to this lineup off the bench?
Fire and energy. I mean, she is going to be a defensive dog. There's a block there by Sarah Strong.
Always with the rise up on the move. Teeing up a 3 for Zabel. Weak side rebound tracked down by Daniela Matus, a freshman from the Northeast, from Fairfield, New Jersey.
So this is that high ball screen. They were looking possibly to set that up here in the middle third, trying to get some activity to get a piece of that paint for a spray out possibility.
Hendricks spins into trouble. Now Alfie didn't block it, but she certainly altered it.
Yeah, no question. You have to be on balance. If you're going to make that move, you got to go straight up and down in your cylinder, especially under duress of a contest.
Off the back, Strong puts her back to the basket. Now Alfie gets a touch on rotation. Gets right shoulder, flicks it up and in.
And she had some nice English on that roll. Slipped right in off the rim. But it was a good defensive possession, although Connecticut scored, but I thought they were arriving on time on closeouts with the stick arm up to disallow easy shots by Uconn. But late in the shot clock, that deuce in the paint was a killer.
10 left for Kendall Hendricks, a sophomore from Michigan, dead on the dribble. And comes away to Zabel. She leads a 3-on-2 break. KK Arnold calls her own number.
And that's what KK Arnold brings to the table. I mean, she's been handed the keys to a pretty nice Bentley in the garage, and I tell you what.
I have car envy.
She has a motor. She's just flat out tough. And this is what Uconn has been able to do exceptionally well. 15 points off of turnovers so far in this game. Really tough defense right there. Yet again, a live ball opportunity in the open court. KK Arnold, eyes on the bucket. And gets that deuce to drop yet again.
How about her journey, right? From starter and Big East honoree to a reserve behind some of the best players in women's college basketball to now back running the show in the starting lineup.
Yeah, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the moniker. Vibes was the hashtag for last year's team. Azzi Fudd said he's carrying over to this year. And that's what it's all about. Just come in and do your job and do it well.
Fudd throws down. Williams spinning. What a block by Bassett.
She knew she was coming back baseline, timed that perfectly well. No body contact on that. Clean up top. A horn set here by Loyola. Let's see what they get out of it.
Chippers at the wing, Fudd defending. Still facing up. They get a step on Zabel. 10 left on the timer. Bassett just got a block trying to show off her range. Maybe she should have banked it.
Yeah, you know, man, it went in last time.
KK hits the gas. Williams is there for the offensive rebound and is fouled as she grabbed it.
Well, I thought on that last possession for Loyola, I thought they had a pick and pop, but they didn't go to it. I thought it was there. I thought it was open. So they need to look for that opportunity if they run that set again. And then maybe attack, and maybe not all the way to the rack, but maybe at least to the nail for a stop and pop in the mid-range.
First foul of the quarter on Loyola. 5.5 to play before the break. It's been all Huskies so far.
They've been doing it with their defensive prowess. They've been on a string. They've been active in the passing lanes, creating easy offense in the open floor, for sure.
Nunez, offensive foul.
And that gets the Loyola bench up and clapping those hands with some energy. And you can set your body, square your body to the offensive player who's coming a million miles an hour at you. Maybe close your eyes, but take the hit for the team. That's big time stuff. See Loyola trying to get organized here offensively. They look a little disjointed.
Still seeing two defenders. They swing it over to Vaughn. And she travels.
Yeah, picked up that pivot foot that Gino Ariema has created here.
Well, when you've won a dozen, you run out of fingers for all the rings, right? And you run out of ways to distinguish each of those individual teams and championships, right? But hearing Gino reflect on what made last year special, he said it might have been their best March run. As the most outstanding player from Tampa, stripes of 3. I think what he meant is that the intangibles may not have felt like they were all there at the turn of the calendar, January, February, and then all of a sudden the switch flipped.
Yeah, no question about it. I mean, as a mom of 3, right, all kids are different. So all championships, I'm sure, feel differently for Gino Ariema and his staff. I mean, Chris Daly has been next to him as an assistant coach or associate head coach for 41 seasons.
9 different Huskies have made a field goal, but Fudd is setting the pace.
Well, her mom is wearing a shirt that says, "Fudd around and find out." And if you go under a screen or you don't close out, that's what you're going to find out. All 3 of those are going right through the bucket, tickling the twine.
I assure you, going under screens against Fudd was not part of the scouting report. In fact, quite the opposite. I can attest I was listening.
Yeah, I had to make sure I said that really slowly, what Katie Fudd has on her shirt.
Well executed, both by you and by Rosalie Mercilla, who has a 3 at Gamble Pavilion.
And those transition threes, we're working on that in practice. They want to get a copious amount of attempts up, right? And also crash the offensive boards if they can, because those rebounds are going to come off long if they miss.
Ashlyn Shade rolling off that screen. She used it well.
And she needs to get back in her offensive rhythm. Has really had a slow start to the season in terms of her ability to score the ball in a consistent manner. 1 of 9 in the first 2 games from range for Ashlyn Shade.
Now using her defense to get a run out. Has Fudd with her, threads the needle. And Uconn will keep it.
Just a half a beat late. And you love that, though, if you're Gino Ariema. You love to see Ashlyn Shade in the passing lane and pushing tempo the other way. Just couldn't corral the basketball in enough time to get it over to AZ Fudd for an easy bucket again in transition. 18 points off turnovers right now. The 34 points that Connecticut has on the board here at home.
A big start to this season, right? A ranked Louisville group, and then Florida State. So they've defeated a couple of high majors. Ohio State is coming in next this weekend. Here's the bye game between them, and there's been no lapse.
Gino Ariema was impressed with how they played against Louisville, but he said, hey, they scored more points in the 4th quarter than they did in the entire first half in that one. So they have to be consistent with their defensive energy and discipline. That's what he wants to see moving forward on the defensive side.
Shade sneaking in for an offensive rebound. Bounce pass from Strong, and she finds Williams.
Just with surgical precision right there. Baiting the defense to do what they needed them to do for that easy bucket inside. Nicely executed on the offensive end.
It's her 4th assist and now a foul. Dare I apply like a position label to Strong? Like it says forward in the roster. Do we even go anywhere near that?
You just do #Hooper because of this. Look at her ability to set up her teammates. A perfectly placed dime to the weak side. Attention to detail. She knew if she put the ball on the deck 1-2 dribbles that defense was going to come to her like bees to honey.
Described as the biggest Swiss Army knife you've ever seen. It's awesome to see it in person and to feel her defensive prowess. I mean, I've read that she led the nation in defensive win share last year. That's kind of hard to translate, but this pops off the paper when you see it in person.
I mean, everything pops off the paper for her, statistically speaking, and she is the leading scorer for all freshmen in the history of Uconn women's basketball last year. And this is what June Ariana is saying. Hey, you know what? Last year, she was not aggressive in terms of being the one that wanted all the smoke and the attention. And this year she does, and she's showing it.
Autumn, you want to add to our conversation on Sarah Strong?
Yeah, I mean, Gino Auriemma himself said if there's an NBA player out there whose game mirrors Sarah Strong, it's Jokic, the Joker himself. And when I asked Sarah Strong about the comparison, she smiled and said, that's such a great compliment. He sees the court so well, as we just saw in that pass that she was able to pass off for that dime. But just the fact that she thinks she does that as well. And when Sarah grew up, she actually modeled her game after Maya Moore. Her dad introduced her to that when she started watching the game, and other Uconn greats. And Sarah Strong set the next step for her game as we saw her to get that one to go. She said she just wants to be more present and impact the game on both ends.
To your point, when you asked Daisy Fudd, hey, what do you think about the Jokic comparison? She said, I don't know. I don't watch Jokic. I watch Steph Curry. So shout out to Steph Curry if he's watching.
Wait, do you think she knew that Autumn was saying those things about her when she put that highlight up there? It's almost like she wanted someone at TNT.
Get it right, and you have to respect the integrity of the game over everything else. So I appreciate that.
Caroline Ducharme is in the game with the basketball facing up. High-low, what a pass. Clever block, too, for Joko to get a hand on it. Deny Williams the two.
And that's the second time that Uconn has gotten lob opportunities blocked by Loyola, just perfectly timed up top to send that one out of bounds.
Deflection off the baseline trigger. 10 to shoot for Ashlyn Shade and Uconn. Got a drive and dish. Nearly turned it over, but the Huskies will not only get it back, they also reset the shot clock.
Well, we love the defensive energy on that possession by Loyola. I mean, they read that exceptionally well. So Shivers right there just underneath the screen, but is there to be disruptive and take away that gap at the elbow.
Play through Heckel, trying to turn the corner. Shade made a nice cut. And a foul. Joko got tangled up with Sarah Williams. And the foul given with only 4 on the shot clock and 51 left in the half.
This Loyola team is so feisty. I mean, that was like a partially blocked shot by Ashlyn Shade, who tried to get into the painted area there. I mean, they're giving you their best, and that's what you want to see. Just pour it all out. I mean, this team played Iowa a couple seasons ago at Iowa. With Caitlin Clark on the floor, sold out Carver Hawkeye Arena. So they relish these moments.
Heckel battling, still down on the floor, and gets called for the trip. And she's grabbing her eye or her nose face down on the floor.
Well, hopefully she's okay. I mean, that was a hard fall. Here's what happened on that previous possession. Right there. Ooh, just on the way to the floor. And nothing intentional there, but that doesn't mean it didn't hurt. Get stuck in there like that. You're putting your face in the fan.
She takes her first personal foul on her way to the bench.
Into the game for the Huskies, number 2, KK Arnold.
Arnold will replace her for the final 42 seconds of our opening half. One that the Huskies have led wire to wire. Kira Chivers working against the bell.
That horn set and trying to get an elevator action out of it, but Uconn blew that up.
Got Williams on the switch. Now single digits on the timer for Matus.
Somebody's got to give her a ball screen.
Joko with 3, turns it over. Wranglers cough it up. Shot clock turned off. The final shot belongs to KK Arnold and Uconn. Exploring off the bounce. Takes the contact and converts.
Exactly what the doctor ordered for Uconn. Get downhill. KK Arnold says, okay, K, and got that deuce to go and just connected to the body and smooched it off the window for an easy deuce and some great energy on the floor.
Nice feel for a natural creator twice in this half to know when it was her turn to go get her own.
Yeah. Hey, this is, everybody can eat, right? It's like, it can't be my turn, your turn. And right there got a piece of the body trying to get the steal. There's got to be a good flow and cadence to the offense. And it's predicated upon how disciplined you can be with your defense. They got a great stop on the defensive side before that bucket.